O thy steadfast and firm soul, O right blessed Ignatius, for with unwavering desire for him who loved thee, thou didst say, there is not within me the fire of the love of material things. Rather, there is in me living water which speaketh in me, saying within me, come to the Father. Wherefore aflame with the divine Spirit, thou didst permit the wild beasts to separate thee quickly from the world, and send thee to Christ, whom thou didst desire. Him do thou entreat that he save our souls.
Welcome to the 2019 Order of Sankt Ignatios award ceremony. The foundation of Sankt Ignatios was founded the 3rd of October 2012. And from the beginning, the original idea was to have a foundation for distributing the award of Sankt Ignatios. But we added to the statutes, half a year later, we decided that we should also add an academy in relation to this award. And the academy has been growing and is much bigger today than the actual award ceremony. In turn, one can say that we wanted by the award to promote the interest for theology in Sweden. But one can say that there has been a general resurrection of the interest of theology here in Sweden, mainly due to many instances of scholars and thinkers that has been actively on the public arena in Sweden. It's not a surprise that a theological scholar was elected to a Nobel Prize Committee in Literature recently, who actually was also previously a teacher at Stockholm School of Theology. So therefore, the order was immediately limited to Eastern Christian studies. And it had two purposes. To assign the Order of Sankt Ignatius annually to the one of those who have promoted Eastern Christian studies and or the unity of the Orthodox churches. But the order has a certain background. Already from the beginning, Father Andrew Louth has always been part of a list of scholars to be receiving this award. The problem is that the precursor or predecessor of the award was the so-called Chrysostom Award. And the problem is that Father Andrew Louth received the Chrysostom Award as the first 2007 in Gothenburg. So we needed to let some time pass so people were forgetting about this award, Chrysostom Award. He received it with another person, Bishop Hilarion of Vienna. On these days, he was also receiving the Chrysostom Award 2007. This is a very special event in Gothenburg because the Jewish synagogue realized that we had named it the Chrysostom Award. And if you know, there were certain lectures in the end of the 4th century that he produced in Antioch. And this was very clearly known by this Jewish synagogue. So they threatened to have huge demonstration outside the lecture of Father Andrew Louth. So I had to find out a way to clarify so we could have his award ceremony in Gothenburg. So I offered to meet with the synagogue. And I arrived to Gothenburg, and I saw that the synagogue was filled to the limit. And I was alone. I was the only one who was supposed to meet with the synagogue. I thought I would meet with 5 or 6 persons, not an entire congregation. But since I was alone, they became much more humble. Instead of criticizing me, they asked me, "Can you tell me a little bit more about Chrysostom?" And that started a very good relationship between the Orthodox churches in Sweden and the Jewish communities, which still continues until today. We also had a conference here in Sigtuna, 2005, under the name Christ He Who Is. This year, also, Bishop Hilarion was here, but also together with Archbishop Johanna Ibrahim, blessed in memory, who was standing exactly in this pulpit to have a lecture on the unity between Oriental Orthodox churches and Eastern Orthodox churches. Sebastian Brock received the award last year. He was very touched when he knew that Archbishop Johanna Ibrahim of Aleppo was standing here. And he said, just a few minutes before he was supposed to hold this lecture, he said to me, I think this is the most important thing for my lecture, to make it in the same place as Archbishop Johanna Ibrahim. The lecture that Andrew Louth had in Gothenburg was concerned with the Dionysian hierarchy, where he introduced the idea of recapitulation as a key toward understanding the Dionysian hierarchy. This influenced me tremendously. I had in these days a little bit problem with handling the different church structures and a little bit of faith crisis, I would even say. He helped me to understand that I could actually be of some kind of benefit for church in approving the church by working with ecclesiology. So I changed my field from patristics to ecclesiology after the lecture of Andrew Louth. I don't know if he's happy about this, but that's the case. Anyway, the conference Christ Who Is and the Chrysostom Award was merged into the Order of Sankt Ignatios. And when we prepare the award, various professors are naming people on the list, and there's a discussion on who will be awarded. And every year I said, let's wait a bit with Professor Andrew Louth. So there will be a kind of memory loss here during the years. One thing that strikes me, that was when I was in the museum in Gothenburg together with Professor Andrew Louth. Then I realized, all of those of you that has been working with him closely, he has an intellect that can move from the inner circles of a mystery to the periphery of church politics and relate it to the center of spirituality. I think this is a strength of Professor Andrew Louth, his ability to use the center of a mystery of the Christian faith and move it towards the academy as well into the ecclesial life of a church. I will not say anything more about Professor Andrew Louth because Father Cyril Haveroun, who is one of his doctoral students, who has also changed to ecclesiology, by the way, also influenced maybe by Andrew Louth. He will say more about Professor Andrew Louth. But the motivation for this year is the following. The Reverend Professor Andrew Louth is awarded the 2019 Order of Sankt Ignatios in recognition of his pioneering development of patristic studies. In his endeavor to unravel the philosophy and faith of the Christians in the first millennium, Professor Louth has paved the way for new methods in discerning the mystery. Through his groundbreaking work, dogmatics has been integrated with spirituality, where thought and life become one in the life of a Christian. In the work of Professor Louth, this has provided a key in his search for authentic description of the patristic fathers. Professor Louth's outstanding achievement is nevertheless on the threshold of a future. The theories and methods provided by Professor Louth unfold within a variety of disciplines, such as ecclesiology, epistemology, and liturgical studies. His legacy will therefore continue to blossom and find new paths in the future. Please all rise. please sit down again. The medal is actually done by the same company that makes the Nobel Prize medal. So just to say, I say this every year, but it's the same company. So keep it dear, don't lose it. Now I introduce Father Cyril Havaroun to make a presentation of this year's more closely award winner.